Yo, what up, Ricky?
Yo, what up, DeeTer?
Bro.
Same old.
So this is Two Birds, One Show. We talk about Philly sports and craft beer on Big Game Sports Buzz channel. Big Game Sports Buzz Entertainment. I'm DeeTer, New Jersey, NJBreweries.com. That's my buddy Ricky, Craft Beer Fanatics.
What's up?
So, as we always do, let's start off with what we're drinking tonight. Let me just toss this off real quick.
What you got, a Yingling lager?
Acoustic Jams
by
nice.
RicT City. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good beer. Shout out to RicT City up in there in North Jersey. What is that? I want to say Little Ferry, but I'm probably wrong. But somewhere up there in North Jersey.
Yeah, man, that's a nice looking beer. And I went with Village Idiot Brewing Company glass, a little bit of red for the Sixers and the Phillies.
Nice.
A little local,
I like that
local brewery. Yeah, that's an awesome glass, dude.
That's a good brewery too, by the way. They put out some good stuff, man. Shout out to Village Idiot.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in the area, man, definitely check them out, dude. You got a nice little setup. I think they use like the old wooden tokens, right? You buy a couple wooden tokens.
Do they? It's been a while.
It's been a while. That's what they used to use.
Right. Yeah, we had a good time up there. Remember the whole crew of us went? It was like 10 of us at one time.
Yeah, it was. God, they had like a chocolate peanut butter porter or something like that.
Yeah.
They were naming a couple of their beers after like the Game of Thrones because that's how long it's been.
Oh, nice.
White Walker or something. Remember?
I haven't watched it, but I'll take your word for it. I don't have HBO.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah. This is a good
listen.
beer,
it's probably a show I would like. I love sci-fi, but I just don't have HBO.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, you'll love it, dude. Dragons, all the fighting scenes and stuff, man. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool show.
Nice.
But
I'm drinking Safari Sunset by Fidens.
Very beautiful, man.
She's a fucking banger, dude. Great
beer.
Did
a lot of good Fidens, man.
Yeah, they're killing it, man. They're putting out great. They jumped on the scene, man, and they started going, toe to toe with the heavyweights, and they're holding their own. They're putting out. If you're an IPA fan, I mean, they're on the Mount Rushmore of great IPA brewers right now, and all their stuff, really. But
the one you had last night, man, on your Facebook page, that was beautiful looking beer, man. What was that called?
Beer Fanatics. That was called Triple Vegan. It was a triple IPA. It was phenomenal. I think it was Citra, Galaxy, and Nelson, but the Nelson was taking center stage on that. Nice. It was a fantastic beer, and it was 10% or whatever, or maybe a little higher, and it drank so smooth. It was like a 5-6% beer.
Well, my buddy's making a trip up to Massachusetts this weekend. He's going to Treehouse of Fidens, Tony. But we got
Tony.
We got a guy coming on. He's on right now, so let me bring him up. It's a guy I've known and respected for a long time. Is a local area writer, Jason Nark. Let me bring him on here.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Jason?
How you doing?
What's up, Jason?
Man.
How you doing?
Good.
That's my buddy Ricky.
Nice
to meet you. The reader of the Philadelphia Inquirer for a long time, all throughout my years. So,
thanks. I appreciate it. We need all the readers we can get.
Amen.
What do you got there? A Liverpool shirt?
Yeah.
Soccer? Nice,
I didn't know it was. I'm drinking coffee. I just took my Tonewood hat off. I live down the street from Tonewood.
Nice.
We tried.
I'm there.
We try to talk sports and craft beer, but yeah, you're at Tonewood a lot. You said?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I've done a couple of beer festivals there for New Jersey, South Jersey Fermentation Club. They always put all their stands in the park a lot, and then we always go over to Tonewood, man. So it's a nice area.
It's great.
What's that? Oakland, right?
I'm by the new one. They have two.
Oh, okay, right. What's that? Barrington. Okay,
nice.
Yeah.
That place is huge.
It is. It's enormous. I didn't think they were going to finish it up when it was like under construction during the pandemic. And I was really nervous it wasn't going to get done.
Well, I mean, you're lucky to live by that, man. For my money, that's the best brewery in South Jersey.
I love it.
Yeah, they make some good beers, man. Fuego, double dry hop Fuego.
Yeah.
Again, Powder Days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know.
They I love IPAs.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but I love them, and they make a ton of them.
Well,
Yes,
you're in a good
yes,
group,
sir.
man. that's what we love too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I didn't think that they would get such a crowd in there, being a big place. Having a second brewery in New Jersey,
I know
it's tough.
It's only like a few miles from their first brewery.
Yeah.
Right. It's tough not having food and opening up a second spot. Yeah, it's very rare that it happens in Jersey.
Yeah.
So that's awesome on them, man. They put out good
Right.
stuff.
Cheers to Tomewood.
Yeah.
So now you wrote a lot of articles about the Philadelphia fan base before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
People going up there. It was very cool that you really get to relate to the local people in the area.
Yeah.
So
there's tons of Eagles fans all over the country. I didn't really, I guess maybe in the places that are a little bit more warm. That seems like why everybody I met from like Philly who lives in Arizona now, they were all going there because of the weather. It was really nice weather.
Nice. And it's the same too when you hit down in Florida.
Yeah.
When you hit up whether it be the Tampa area or really, I feel like anywhere in Florida, you're going to run into Philly people all over the place.
Yeah.
Right.
It was great.
Well, I'm going down to Florida for spring training next week, man. I can't wait. Dude. That's gonna be awesome.
Nice. I have to go on a college tour there for my daughter next month. So
okay.
I'll be driving around the whole state.
Now, you went to the Super Bowl. The crowd there, man, how would you say? Was it like 50-50 Chiefs and Eagles?
I thought it was like 75-25 Eagles, but people tell me when they watched it on TV, it didn't look like that. I guess the red sticks out more. I don't know. I thought it was mostly Eagles fans.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I would have thought that. It looked like a lot of red in the stadium when I was watching. How about you, Ricky? What did you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I was overwhelmed by either, but I think you're right. I mean, I think he's right what he said. I think he noticed red more. You know, and not to say there was more Chiefs in, but that's right. I feel like you will notice red more in a crowd.
Because I guess if people are like wearing a black shirt or a green,
right? Because you can be Eagles in black, silver, white.
Yeah, the red pops.
Yeah, it was a hard loss, man.
I was going to ask you what's your thoughts on the game and everything that went along with it.
Well, it's funny because like I write some sports stories. I'm not like a sports reporter,
right?
So I was like cheering, and you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
And like someone like elbowed me like jokingly, but like I was like getting animated. I mean, it seemed perfect. It seemed perfect in the first half, except for that fumble.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there was a face mask on that fumble.
Yeah, I heard that. I've seen some pictures. It's like all of the team's all the little flaws they had all year manifested again in that second half.
It's a great point. Whether it comes down to special teams, which we bitched the moon about all early in the year, but then it seemed like the middle of the year going towards late, it's like, okay, they calmed it down. Yeah. There's nothing severe. Maybe it won't come back to haunt us. But you're right, and it did it at the worst possible time.
Yeah, and, the fumble, they were able to turn it around after the fumble, man. But it's just, I think that field had a big influence on how the game went in the second half.
Yeah. And I guess even though we got accused of having a really easy schedule. I mean, Mahomes really was the first like elite quarterback we faced the whole year.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
We faced good quarterbacks, but he was the best.
That's no doubt about that.
He just picked them apart in the second half.
I think he was playing a little possum there, man, with that hurt foot, man. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's going to be so easy."
Well, can I ask you? You're probably better than us. You're more on the inside stuff, and even if you can say, and if not, do you think at halftime he went in and got a shot of something that took all that away? Because he seemed like a different player in the second half as far as mobility. He had his longest run of the season.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. Is it illegal to get one?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that works. Like if, because you see guys are like, oh, well, they'll get them shot. Not that it's illegal. I don't mean that he get shot up with illegal. Yeah. They have legal things for pain that they give players. I just didn't know if maybe he got an injection or something because he looked like a different player mobility wise.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a nice run.
Yeah, I mean, it was the longest run of the year.
I would say our defense was a strong point all year, and that field, the defense couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you trying to trace down Mahomes and slipping on that field, it's just not going to happen, man. Like you know what I mean? He was able to move around, and nobody even touched him. It was
good point.
Did they ever figure out what it was, like the painted areas, or something? I heard a report that it was too wet.
Well,
that's a great question. Will this Super Bowl be remembered for that? I mean, seriously, will we look back? Remember that Super Bowl with the shitty field?
Yeah.
Well, we had Dave DeeTer on, and he filmed there before or something. He said, like the whole field gets painted. The whole field gets painted.
It looked, and it looked like 45% of the field had paint on it. So that's got to be slippery. I was on the field like Thursday before the game for like a tour.
Oh, really?
And I don't know. It looked like normal grass to me, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, because he said it was like it was real thin, like the green on a golf course or something like that. And he said it's not turf, but it's like a thin layer of field or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because you see in that halftime there was like piles of cleats and like all sorts of mud clumps on it. So,
and you notice too, and maybe it's just the paranoid Philadelphia fan in me. Did it seem like the Eagles' pile of cleats with having to change? I'm serious, was much bigger than KC's. Maybe they knew something we didn't know, and maybe they didn't have to change. Like I said, maybe it's just the crazy Philly fan in me. But it seemed like the Eagles' pile of cleats was high.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it hurt us because we depended so much on our pass rush, and they couldn't get traction.
Right. True. Good point.
Now, you wrote an article after the game, people sitting around for the ending and seeing the confetti come down. I mean, that's got to be hard, man, to take the trip out there, to spend all that money, and then to take that loss, man.
It's funny because, if they won, I would have had to work way harder for that last hour, because. Honestly, once they lose, people don't totally care about reading about how the fans. People are just they're immediately depressed.
Yeah, it takes a while. It took me a while to get back in the swing of things, but after a while,
honestly, it's tough for a newspaper business because the difference between a loss and a win is people want that newspaper the next day,
right? And
no one wants to pick up. No one cares about buying this newspaper the day after you lose the Super Bowl.
Great point.
Right.
Great point.
I mean, I was at my friends think I'm the mush, like I'm bad luck. I was in Houston for the World Series loss too. And after the game, the Houston Chronicle had 10,000 newspapers outside the stadium selling them.
That's a great point you make. And even as somebody, who grew up, reading a ton of newspapers, you're right. I mean, I was so much more excited to go look through it after a big win, as opposed to a loss. It's just whatever.
Especially Super Bowl. We were
right. The biggest game in the world.
It would have been a big boost.
But that's a hard write up to get that emotion of the people that spent the money to go out there, the people taking the trip out there and everything. I mean, the write something after that, man. That's got to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah, people were bummed.
Yeah,
it probably hurts. That bill probably hurts a lot more because you're not I don't think people got in the stadium for like less than $5,000.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yikes.
And it was strange because like me and you both went to the same high school, and then there was a lot of guys from Gloucester Catholic that went there. I was surprised to see them all there.
Yeah,
it was like a Boyle.
I was trying to meet up with him. A couple of my friends were trying to make it out. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do it if I wasn't working. I wouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
Is that your first Super Bowl you were at?
Yeah.
Nice.
They asked me to go in 2018, and I guess because it had been so long between Super Bowls, I was kind of like feeling like I want to be home.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Watch it with my dad and my kids.
Amen.
And that paid off. So they asked me to go this time, and I felt like I had to say yes. And it was in Arizona. The weather was a lot nicer than Minnesota. So
were your friends right then? Is that the reason they lost?
I don't know.
I'm just, dude. I'm joking. I'm joking. I break DeeTer's balls all the time for mushing me.
Could be. So, I mean,
I'm just joking.
I don't think. The Phillies that final game, they had no shot. It seemed like, but who knows, man? This game was. I was so confident after the first half.
Me too. Oh my God.
Now I know we don't have you long. I want to hit on one point. I know you wrestled in Gloucester Catholic. You're on the team. When my brother wrestled as a senior with Tom McAleer, you were a freshman. You wrestled with Guido Vinciguerra, John Chambers.
Yeah,
that was an awesome team, man. And
I know. I didn't think we were good until like years progressed, and like they weren't that good after that.
Was Warren on that team?
No. Warren was when I went to high school.
Warren might have been Warren might have been a freshman when I was like a senior.
Okay. I think he didn't wrestle freshman year. I think he wrestled sophomore year when you were a senior.
When I was on, what year did you graduate?
97.
Okay, so yeah, he was on the team.
But you've been on two teams with two state champs from Gloucester Catholic, man. That's pretty neat to say, man.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel?
They just hired a coach. I'm shocked.
Right. They just brought the team back, and they got coach. I think he's out of Gateway or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit of a background, so I hope the team does well. But the thing is, with Gloucester Catholic is that a lot of guys go there for basketball and hockey now. Do you think like they'll be able to bring in people in for the team for wrestling?
I don't know. I'm skeptical. I'd like to think they would, but it's tough. I mean, they never should have let it drop in the first place.
Totally agree with you.
My dad pushed really hard, and like other wrestlers who graduated from there pushed really hard to get them to keep it, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to start off, and wrestling is not doing well to begin with in terms of numbers. Right. And I just literally read a story about Bergen Catholic, which is like one of the best teams in the country, and their coach just quit because he couldn't handle all the youth sports drama going on. So,
wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know like Gloucester Catholic, their team kind of dropped out because they got rid of that annex building. I don't think they had a spot to wrestle. Yeah. I think with this new coach, they're bringing in a new area to wrestle or something like that. But I'm hopeful. But Gloucester Catholic, they bring in the basketball players and the hockey players, so to pick up wrestlers, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's a lot for a school that size. So we'll see. They got to start. They got to try to get like some younger kids going.
Your nephew wrestling next year, Matt?
He's hockey actually.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The nephew before him, he went to Camden Catholic because I don't think Gloucester
another great wrestling program.
Oh, they're awesome. He's got trophies all over the place, and that's another hard sell for Gloucester is because Camden Catholic, you have Deffert that are like that's their main thing, man. It's awesome wrestling teams. Yeah. So if you're going to go to a school for wrestling, Gloucester Catholic, I mean that's not the way to go, man. But I really hope for the best for them,
Yeah, my son, I have a 16-year-old. He quit wrestling, plays soccer, which I like, but it's not the same.
I got 2 in T-ball. So, and yes, I'll be coaching on each team. So I'm so excited. I really am. It starts Saturday. So
yeah, I coached youth wrestling. I was like the coach that the kids asked if they could go to the bathroom. Like I didn't really do that much. I was always that coach. The other coaches would say no, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
nice.
Our good friend Warren, he's coaching like little league or Pee Wee at Defford, and I went to charity, and all the coaches were talking about wrestling at this Mawa tournament, and he signed up for it. So
I heard that. I saw that.
Let's see.
Dangerous, man. I couldn't go anywhere near there.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, man, you got kids from high school and college and coaches, dude. It's pretty badass. He won it.
I would have to see who I'm wrestling. I might forfeit before I even go on the mat. My shoulders not go back the way they used to.
Yeah, he said he won it in high school. I don't remember, but
yeah.
But it's like you said, it's a hard sport. My cousin in Florida, he tore his shoulder, rotator cuff, and after that, he had to give up wrestling. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it is a sport where you're gonna have to go in and that's going to be an aspect of it. You get picked apart.
Yeah. Did you you went to school with Matt Minix?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
I wrestled a little bit, 2 years at my junior and senior. I wrestled with Matt Minix, Mike Doherty, and Warren. Yeah.
Yeah. Minix was a little madman.
Yeah, he was great. He was a good guy, man. He always tried to wrestle me, take me down, but I was wrestling at like 215.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah,
I'll be watching the NCAAs this weekend.
Nice.
Okay.
I love this time of year.
It is a good time of year.
Love it.
Yeah.
I haven't. Yeah. So is this going to be the first time in I don't know how many years that none of the teams from the Big Five or City Six are going to get in, unless they win one of their conference tournaments?
I don't know if it's the first. I mean, like first time in a while though. It's got to be a long time since the whole city got shut out of the tournament. Yeah, I mean, so Villanova's not getting in.
Yeah,
I mean, I doubt it. And they just lost. Would they lose? Was it Connecticut the other day? I think on Saturday.
Yeah, they're not.
I haven't followed it as much. I mean, Temple. I know Temple like knocked off Houston earlier in the year.
Yeah, when they were number 1 ranked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for the area for college basketball. I think. Man.
Cycles.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'll be rooting for.
Good point. Same here. I'm just whoever I pick on my bracket. So I need to make a couple extra dollars.
I always want to root for Rutgers. They're the same thing. They'll always they'll knock off a number 1 seed and then lose by like 40 to some, smaller team. Doesn't make any sense.
I was following Villanova for a long time, man, but they're just not the same team as they were with Wright. That was the coach, right? So
great coach.
Yeah, man.
People want to come coach the Sixers.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a beautiful thing. But with that being said, our Sixers are playing good ball.
Awesome.
I know. I'm still skeptical. Like I can't shake the skepticism off. But
I'm with you. I know exactly what you mean.
Like it means nothing to me unless they advance. They got
amen.
The clock's ticking.
Amen.
You always see Doc in the huddle, giving out orders, man. He seems like, he's trying to do his best there. So, I mean, he's not sitting back and, I think he's up.
They got to get the number 2 seed.
Yes.
So that they won't have to see Boston until the final. I think that's how it would work.
Yeah. They're only a game and a half behind Boston now. I mean, everything's so logjam in the top 4 or so. I think, you keep playing the way you're playing, you got a good shot at it. Now, the problem is when we run into Boston, I seem like everybody went up against this year, all the best teams in the league. They stepped up their game and they won. Look, they beat everybody except for Boston. Something about Boston, they had their number. And we got to turn that around, like MJ did back in the day when the Detroit Bad Boys for the few years going to shake them, so they're going to have to figure a way to slay this dragon.
Yeah, it's Jason Tatum, man. He kills us. It's like He's like
amen. And he should be a Sixer. Thank you, Jerry Colangelo.
He had a terrible game when we played last week, and then he hits like a 3-pointer from
monster 3. It's ice water in his veins.
Yeah, I'm happy, but it reminds me of like the Flyers back in like the 90s and like early like they always made the playoffs.
Oh,
every year they did, and then it just nothing happened.
The Lindros years, that was just
Lindros, yep,
great time.
Yeah, I feel people don't respect Lindros as much as he should in this area, but man,
I love the big dude. He's the night train, man.
Yeah,
it just he had a little bit of a raw deal, and he caught that shoulder by Scotty Stevens coming over the blue line with his head down, and unfortunately, he's never the same again after that. But he'll always be, to me, the reason why I kind of started watching hockey, to be honest with you. I mean, I was like, I got to watch this guy play. And it got better and better. You got Leclerc added to the mix. And then, and you had the Legion of Doom.
I always kind of lumped him together with like Donovan McNabb in my head. Like the same sort of like, I think of them.
I can see that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Great players. They never did it. I think Lindros is in the Hall of Fame though, isn't he?
I think so.
I don't know if McNabb's going to get in. Maybe.
Well, and you know what? I feel bad for Donovan because I think he's so borderline. I mean, I guess you could make a case for either way, him getting in or not getting in. But I guess it's the hometown fan in me. I wish he would.
Yeah, I think he could.
He's one of the best Eagles quarterbacks that ever been in the system.
I think numbers wise, he's got to be number one.
Yeah,
he played so long.
That's no doubt. I mean, he did a lot of winning here, man. He won a lot of games here. I mean, when Andy Reid came in and took over for Ray Rhodes, I mean, you kind of you set the course, and you're still feeling the effects of the Andy Reid effect now. The reason why they understand how important it is to build through the lines was the Andy Reid theory. The Eagles teams before that wasn't their theory on how you build a team, but this team says we got to build through the lines. Yeah. And that's what they do, the offensive and defensive line, and that's an Andy thing.
And now Andy has 2 rings with the Chiefs.
And one of them was against us. Why? Why?
It's painful, man.
I don't want to lump Joel Embiid into that category someday.
You're so right. Please, Joel, just win me at least one.
That's a good point, man. Yeah, he needs to win one.
If like they don't win it this year, I guess maybe not next year, but like you gotta I feel like he deserves a championship.
I agree. Yeah. And it's almost like that.
The Lakers or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if there's a year you could do it, it's this year because the biggest test for them, I think, is going to be Boston. Because I don't think nobody in the West scares me this year.
No, I mean Phoenix could be tough.
But you saw Durant went down today.
I didn't know that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, and in practice, and they showed the video I was watching earlier on SportsCenter. It was like a fluke thing. He was like practicing pregame, driving to the basket, and just collapsed. I don't think it's serious, but I mean, he's going to miss some little time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. Probably Phoenix is probably going to come out of the West.
Yeah.
He's got a good surrounding. You know what I mean? He has Tobias. He has Maxey, the Melton. Yeah,
James Harden is playing some of the best basketball in his life as far as facilitating the ball. I mean, he's leading the league in assists.
If this is if there's a year to do it, this should be the year.
Amen. It's the same thing I just said with the Eagles. I wish they could have won this year because think about it. Jalen was on that rookie contract. You could pay all these guys, but you still probably can win, but you're going to have to give Jalen somewhere between, I don't know what, 45 to 48 million per, which is fine here and there. But you also have 19 free agents. So it's going to be interesting on how this goes. Howie's going to have to nail it in the draft.
Well, I think whatever quarterbacks are getting this year, like with the Baltimore, what they're going to pay out him, Lamar, right? It's going to whatever anybody's paying out is going to focus on like how much he's going to get. You know what I mean? He should get a lot, but I mean, there's always when you do pay a lot to your quarterback, it beats up the rest of the team.
Yeah, you're right, and that's where you have to draft well. I mean, the great teams were able to do that because consistently they draft well because you're paying guys that can come in and start at rookie salaries, and that's huge. It's huge. So, But with that being said, I'll say this. I have a feeling, Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis are going to come in and make kind of a splash this year. I know we didn't hear a lot from them this first year in their rookie year, but for Nakobe learning behind TJ Edwards, who's a Pro Bowl linebacker, and Jordan Davis playing with Fletcher Cox and Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, some of the greats in this league, I think it can only help them in their second year progression.
Yeah, Jordan Davis kind of disappeared.
Yeah, he kind of just fell into the crowd. You didn't really hear his name a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you up too much, Chase. I know you gotta get going, man.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll come back on.
Oh, awesome, man. Always happy to have you back, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk
good night.
So. All right, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you, buddy. Oh, man. Awesome guy.
Yeah, cool dude, man. Really cool dude.
I'm glad. Yeah, I was trying to get him on a few times, but his schedule and the show schedule is just it wasn't clicking. But I wanted to get him on a couple episodes around the Super Bowl because I know he was there and he did a lot of articles about people taking the trip to the Super Bowl and all. And then he's an awesome writer, man. Every time I
was just going to say, listen, you just earned a fan of me. I'll be reading your stuff. It's one thing I do love. I love reading about sports. I'm fascinated by it. And he just earned a fan of me. I'll be reading his stuff daily, weekly, what have you. I can't say enough. Cool dude, man.
What he does is he doesn't write about sports. He takes the local Philadelphia guy. He just wrote about a guy in the Philadelphia area doing that slap boxing contest.
Yeah,
stuff,
you were telling me about that, man. Those motherfuckers are crazy. Those dudes are crazy. That's some crazy shit, man. Are you kidding me? They're swinging from fucking down low and letting some guy crack you across the face.
No, thanks, dude.
And then they're not fist fighting afterwards. Dude, yo, come on now.
He had pictures of the dude working out. He had his headset on and slapping. Oh my god, it was nuts. It was nuts. And the guy's I'm gonna do it until I die. It's holy, it might not be might not be that long.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? I'm into slap boxing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Man, I'm looking forward to reading this stuff, man, and that's cool because I love reading more than just sports. I'm fascinated with learning. Real quick too, while we're piggybacking on sports a little bit, we're talking Eagles. I just want to send a shout out right here. There's an Eagles football.
Beautiful, man.
Autographed by the Eagles from Ron Jaworski. Much thanks, Ron. Much thanks to Dennis and all the crew at Running Deer Golf Course. One of Ron Jaworski's one of his many great golf courses. And Rich and Lynn and Dennis. I mean, good looking out. They run a great course over there. Joel's does a beer with Neck of the Woods, by the way. Shout out to Neck of the Woods, a great brewery in South Jersey. It's called Joel's John.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude. That's a dirt name.
I was drinking this when me and you went to that concert not that long ago, that rock concert fucking couple weeks ago. They had this in there. So I was drinking this. Okay. It's a really good, nice, crisp, easy drinking Pilsner, probably around 4.5%, 5%. You can drink it on the golf course, whatever concerts. You're going to have a few during the game. So Joel's John, Neck of the Woods. Shout out to Dennis Richland, Ronnie Jaworski. We were talking about Donovan. Ron Jaworski's up there on the top Eagles quarterbacks of all time.
Oh, Charles is awesome. And Neck of the Woods is great time too, man. Yeah. They're that beer festival they do, Summer Swelter. That's right around there. I always try to go to it, dude. I love that beer festival. So good, dude. They put out great beer. Word
up, cuz. All right, so I just wanted to jump in and say that to piggyback real quick too. I know we're talking Eagles.
I'm gonna check in the beer right now. Shape of Hops a calm.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a classic, man.
Nice.
It's a little darker than the regular IPAs, a little bit more malty, but the hops are a little bit more bitter. Nice. But it's a delicious combination.
Shout out to Neshaminy Creek and the crew over there, Kyle Park and Rob Holmes and all the guys over there at Neshaminy Creek. You guys rock, man. It's a fucking great brewery. You know what I mean, DeeTer? Me and you've been rocking their shit for a long time. I remember a good problem to have. You know, shape of hops to come, shape of haze to come, all their different variants.
Dank Hill.
What was the one? Oh, dude! I mean, they put out so much good stuff. You know, shout out to fucking Neshaminy Creek.
Their stouts are awesome too, man. The Mud Bank, all that those series that they have, man, so good. Their stouts are awesome. But yeah, been drinking this stuff for years.
Word up, cuz. Cheers to you, kid.
Cheers, brother.
Well, it's weird going from Fiden's 8.5% double IPA to a 4.5% Pilsner. Right. It's good though, but it plays trickly, on your taste buds. You're like, wow, hold on, what the fuck? Because we do also talk beer on this show, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say, I know we're up over close to 7 million viewers. Shout out to the Americans, much appreciated. We love you guys. Thank you for the support.
But I'm glad you waited for that beer because of the awesome story about Neck of the Woods and Jaws and everything, man. Because I know Jason didn't have long. I wanted to get him on and get the show going. But
that was cool.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you guys got along.
Different guests on, man, and you're always good at getting them on, man. Fucking DeeTer, the producer. Boom, aka producing.
Again, brought in the guests, and brought in the people to watch,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You did great at your job, kid.
Yeah, man. But always speaking Philadelphia area at heart. Yeah, we're always here in this area.
Speaking of which, too, I haven't heard from in comments or anything in a while, and I don't know if it's because they're sad or butthurt because our Cowboys blow. Shit. But what about Stoggs and fucking Trey? I never hear from them anymore.
Not too much. They've been doing a lot of their basketball shows and stuff like that.
I follow their stuff. I try to watch when I can. I always try to throw a like out there. They're doing good stuff. Michigan, I know you guys are sour because
Yeah, it was a rough year for them. Football wise.
Well, but you guys they should be used to it.
I am sorry. Your buddy Anthony did comment, but I didn't have a comment on. So
it's all right.
Injected with treehouse. But yeah.
What did Ant say? Anything cool?
I'm trying. Yeah, here you go. I'm backtracking now. I don't know how long.
That's all right. Yo, Ant's my boy, dude. He's a cool dude. Ant is a cool dude, man. Yo, check out one of part owner over at Burley Oak in fucking Maryland. Check them out. Great beers.
One problem about being the whole producer thing is I'm trying to get everybody on here. I'm trying to get the graphics together, and I totally forgot about the comments because I wanted to get things going.
Look, we're still new at this, dude. Yeah. Look, you're wearing a lot of hats, dude. You're doing a good job, man.
Thanks, brother.
Don't beat yourself up, but this show's fun. We're having fun, and anybody's watching. Awesome, like I said, we're approaching 7 million viewers and subscriptions. Much appreciated. We have fun on this show. And we keep it real.
And every guest we had on here is like, oh man, yeah, bring me back. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
everybody's so awesome, dude.
Yeah. But Sixers, man, they're on a good run. Oh man, I
knock wood.
God, that last game, what was it, like a 120? They in 120.
What, against Minnesota on Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, we beat the shit out of them. We went in there and punched them in the mouth. It wasn't even that close. I think we ended up winning by like 17 or whatever it was, but it wasn't even that close. And that's what I love about this Sixers team is they beat. Remember the night before that, they played Indiana, who runs that run and gun kind of offense and plays no defense. Right. Well, so the Sixers said to him, okay, we'll play that game with you. You know what I mean? Instead of getting back and playing defense, we'll run and gun with you. Ended up, they won by 4. It was like 147 to 143. But then the very next night, they came out and said, okay, you like to play a little more half court and a little more defense. They said, we'll play that with you too. And then they won the game by like 17. I love that. And you were talking about Doc Rivers. This team finds a way to beat you however you want to play them. That's how the Eagles were. However you want to play us, we'll find a way to beat you. And that's why I like the Sixers team. They just have to slay the dragon of the Celtics, which I think they will this year in the playoffs.
It's gonna be a fucking battle, dude. If we have to go against them in the playoffs,
listen, we already accept it now. It's coming, and listen. It's almost like that fight is coming. All right, it's coming. Yeah. Let's just get ready. Don't get scared to death. Don't get rocked to sleep. We're coming for you. I know Boston's been owning us, but our time is coming.
Well, on the basketball note, did you see the story about Sean Kemp?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You kidding me? What is he doing? Why are you doing these things?
Oh my god, dude! I haven't heard him for years, and I'm like, dude, I used to love it.
Me too. One of the greatest dunkers of all time.
And then it was part of a drive-by shooting. Holy shit, dude!
He's facing felony fucking charges, dude. What are you doing? Why?
Drop off the face of the earth after being one of the fucking best basketball players to this shit.
My goodness gracious! Why would you do some shit like that?
What the fuck, man?
Come on, man. You got to think. You can't be doing dumb shit.
That it was
Anyhow, how about Ja Morant too? He's in their strip club waving his fucking gun around. Not long before that, I'm pretty sure I read an article where he roughed up some fucking teenagers at a mall and then a mall security guard. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm serious. Dude, dig it up. Trust me. And not that long ago. And here's my thing, dude. Listen, you made it to where you want to be. Like, you don't need to do this dumb shit. Like, what are you doing? I don't know. Who am I to judge? Listen, we all had our fair share of fucking up. So I'd say that without judgment. And we all fucked up in our own way when we're young. So, just hope he did, gets his head out of his ass.
Let's move back to sports. How much do you think, we should pay Hurts, man? That's the big question, dude.
Whatever he's asking.
You think so?
Yeah.
I there's got to be a number though, man. You can't fucking.
That's fine, and I'm sure his team has one. And when it comes up and whatever it is, pay him. Listen, let's just pay the asset, the best player in the team, and then focus on everything else. If there's one thing you don't want to get all jumbled up in spider webs, don't do it with your best players. If it's a third string linebacker arguing over money and say fine, but don't do it with the asset. And he's the Neo of the team. Don't. Yeah. Pay the guy what he. Franchise quarterbacks are hard to come by. If you get one, pay him and keep him happy.
Don't get me wrong. I do believe that he's the reason why we got to. He's the reason why we got to the Super Bowl, hands down.
Yeah.
But I mean, god damn it, the numbers are just getting out of control.
But who cares? Man. But it's all relative because listen, Danny Dimes is going to make this much, and then Jalen's going to. And guess what? 2 years from now, somebody's going to get paid more than Jalen's getting. It's how it goes. Jalen Hurts is about to get paid more than Patrick Mahomes is making. But guess what? Mahomes has 2 rings. It's a cycle. It keeps going. 2 years from now, it'll go up, and then so on and so forth. And I like this quarterback, and I don't want to upset him or have any kind of bet him in the water. Let's keep the quarterback happy. Okay, because if you have a happy quarterbacks win games.
And if you get rid of him, you're getting rid of A.J. Brown. He already said that. So, I mean,
listen, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Nobody's getting rid of Jalen Hurts. Let me tell you right now, that's not one of the options. Trust me when I tell you, when the year starts, Jalen Hurts will be on the Eagles. Okay, so don't even worry about that.
It would just be him
and guy what he's looking for.
It would just be him and A.J. Brown.
Yeah. Here's a list of things to not worry about in this offseason. Jalen Hurts leaving the Eagles because they either didn't pay him or trade him. He'll be an Eagle. Yeah. And listen, it's tough because, we're like, fuck, we should have won the Super Bowl this year while he was on a rookie contract. Now it's going to be hard. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. And Howie, you're up. You're in Jalen Hurts' shoes now. Now you have to shine. You have to figure out the cap situation with free agents, trades, and then you have to draft really, really well because you have to bring in guys on rookie contracts that can still start games and produce. And you know how you do that? You draft well. So, Howie, you're up. I know he watches. He texted me the other day. Howie, I know you're watching. You're up, big kid. Get it done.
Oh, shit, man.
Don't screw the pooch.
Oh, man. Man, it's gonna be rough, dude. 20 fucking free agents, man.
Yeah.
And nope.
Yeah, well,
they didn't use the franchise tag, right? They didn't do
they
that.
never do. They never do, and I agree with that. All that is looking for unhappiness. That's what I just got done saying. Like with the quarterback, don't put any drama in the and the franchise tag for the most part just brings drama to your team. I think the last time the Eagles franchise tagged the player was like L.J. Smith. I think it was 2008. So you're talking 15 years ago since they even used it. And I agree. Just don't use it unless it's an absolute must.
It's gonna be brutal, dude. I don't. Man,
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Howie shocks the world and has an amazing draft, and we walk out of this draft with 5 starters.
Well, spring training for the Phillies haven't been going too well. They're getting fucking slaughtered.
But they won today.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, but listen, I'm sure with any sport, but especially baseball, pre-season means nothing. Nothing, zero. Listen, they could go undefeated, and I'd be like, well, I hope they finish above 500. Or, the preseason baseball is the most meaningless of all the preseason sports because all they're doing is just working guys out and getting your shit ready. They don't care if they win or lose, and they shouldn't. The wins and losses don't matter. Do you remember what the Phillies' record was in spring training last year?
No.
I don't either, but I know they were in the World Series. You know what I mean? So,
they split the team up, so you really can't tell.
They do every year. It's called split squad. Yeah. They're just getting guys warmed up. They're getting them work.
Right. But I will without Bryce Harper though for a majority of the season. That's going to be a little bit painful.
Yeah, it is. So. And thankfully, we signed Trey Turner in the offseason. Harper's former teammate and now teammate, who, for my money, is the best shortstop in the league. And you can argue, there's other, but if anything, he's top 3. And it's not even close after that. He's a stud. Well, so at least we got him in now to make up some of the production.
Right. And I think we did keep a lot of the guys we wanted to keep. And I think we did increase our bullpen and so I think this should be on paper a better team than last year.
I don't want to say the words because I don't believe in jinxing, but I do believe in jinxing. So you know what I think they're going to do this season? I'm not going to say, but by me saying that, you know what I'm saying. This team is fucking filthy good. Yeah.
I think so too,
their biggest weakness was their bullpen. And what they do, they went out and constructed one of the best bullpens in the league. Right. This bullpen is going to be filthy, dirty, nasty, stingy. The starters are going to come down. They're going to say, give me 5 innings. And my bullpen will shut it down. Watch. I'm telling you, this bullpen's disgusting good. Or will be.
Did you see that article? It was like 6 Phillies players got the same brain cancer from playing on the field.
I read that. That's been talked about for a long time. They're saying something with playing in the vet. There's probably a lot of asbestos or whatever it is. Asbestos, I don't know, or radon. I don't know. They were. That was such a toilet bowl. I'm not shocked that they got players sick because of how garbage of a building it is. I'm so glad it's gone. And I know I'm going to get backlash from part of our 3.6 million fans on this side of the coast, but it was a dump and it was and it probably did. It was probably built with hazardous materials. And guys, when you're playing baseball, you basically live in that stadium for 7 months. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, especially fucking baseball, dude. You're there all the time. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, man, that's fucking crazy.
So
spend the money on CD. Okay.
I would love to, Ant, but I mean, do we have that money? I'd love to. Listen, I hope so. I doubt it. I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to pay Hargrave $20 million a year, and that's what he's going to get. He's going to get 20 per. GJ, maybe. I hope he's back, but I don't know. Maybe they figure Reed Blankenship can come in and play at an incredibly reduced rate. I don't know. Maybe they're saying instead of Hargrave, Jordan Davis is going to take that next step in his progression and become, that stud that he was at Georgia 2 years ago on that national title team. I hope so, but I don't think they're going to be able to sign Hargrave or C.J. Gardner-Johnson. No, I hope they do, but I doubt it.
Well, I guess that leaves the Flyers, right? I mean,
I don't even want to talk about them. I don't want to give them my airtime because last week I came on the show and it looked like I was fired out of cannon. I got so mad that I started going after Jimmy Butler, who plays in a whole different sport, and we weren't even playing his team that night. That's how mad the Flyers make me. So I just, you know what? They're not worth one of my rants.
Yeah. That one always rips up like a whole can of worms and just it's
what a dumpster fire it is over there, man. That's such a shit because I'm such a huge Flyers fan. They've really just drove this team into the ground, and I'm just saddened by it. It's sad. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's a shame, and the front office and everybody that goes with it over there should be ashamed of himself. What is that? Howie can, Howie. I hope can do his magic, but where he really needs to do it is in the draft. I mean, seriously, he's got to nail this draft.
The statistic wise, we ain't getting back to the Super Bowl, dude.
Not this year. Not this year. Yeah, and who knows what's to come, but it's probably not this year coming up. No, that's why it's so important for the Phillies to win it all this year. I hope so.
I'm surprised, like, how well the team of the Phillies have kept together, and I love Topper, man. Yeah. Topper's a fucking awesome coach.
I agree with you. That's a great point. And not only did they keep the team together, they added to it. They took this great nucleus and somehow made it better. I mean, oh my God, you added Trey Turner, you added Gregory Soto, Craig Kimbrell, Strahm, the lefty out of the bullpen from Boston. I mean, you re-upped Alvarado. You got Sir Anthony Dominguez coming back. I mean, oh my gosh, that bullpen is going to be fucking filthy.
And I feel like the Sixers, man, they're on a good run, and this is the time. This is the time to get hot, man.
I agree. I mean, I got high hopes for them. Both of those teams.
It was a little up and down in this season, but right now, man, they're on fucking all cylinders.
Well, think about this, though. Up and down early. The Sixers started 12-12 to start the year, right? I just looked up the stat. They started 12-12. Since then, they're like 31-10. I mean, 31-10. You're telling, and they're beating all the best teams along the way. They beat Denver. They beat LA. They just name them. They beat them. The only one they have trouble with is fucking Boston. Fuck you, Boston.
Harden had a hard time in the beginning. Embiid was out a little bit.
He's
Maxey was out a little bit. So we had it was like missing that one piece. But right now, man, I feel like
this team's as good, if not better, than any in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. And I think they're starting to believe it. That's how they're going to beat Boston, when they believe they can beat Boston. It's a mindset. Boston, talent-wise, is no better than us. Give me Al fucking Horford. Al, I watched you play here for 2 years, dude. We need to break the mental barrier. And as soon as they break that, the floodgates open. Then it becomes our chess match. What do you say?
Have to see what's going on with Painter.
Well, they said it's nothing serious. Thank God. It's not he doesn't need Tommy John. It's not a tear. Thank God. He's just going to need rest. And he's a 19-year-old kid. So they said they're like, we're going to pump the brakes, basically. Let him pitch, in low A ball or triple A, whatever. But don't bring him up here yet.
The comments come a couple seconds after, when we talk. Yeah, I think it's
That's
like
cool.
A little delay. Yeah.
Well, I want to send a shout out to Ant. Good looking out, commenting, man. It's always good to have
man. Awesome, man. Thanks for coming on our show and commenting. Good stuff.
Always. Dude. Much appreciated, brother. He was out hanging out the other day, drinking some of that fucking Icarus. Shout out to Icarus. Nice. Power juicer, oat fluffed. By the way, might be the best fucking Icarus IPA I've had so far, and I've had a lot of them. It's really good.
I'm telling you, man, that oat fluff, dude, it's on the rise, dude, man. It's good beer, man. Everybody's moving off of the lactose and doing the oats.
Oh,
And then,
thank you,
that's the
because
way
I
to
can't
go,
stand
man.
fucking lactose. I a little bit, I'll drink it, but I don't need all that shit in my IPAs.
Right, exactly, man. I just want to drink a beer and fucking. I don't need fruits. I don't need these sugars. I just want to drink a beer. I'm a basic man. I'm a simple man.
Oh, you listening to me, goddamn woman? I'm a simple man. I just want to learn how to sing. You were listening to me. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're the producer. They just bring me on the fucking yip yap. You know what I mean? They're like, this kid got some personality. He annoys me, and I'm angry with him, but I like him, and I want to see what he says next.
Oh shit.
So,
all right, brother.
Yeah, it was a good show, big kid. Shout out, thanks for having your boy on, man. It was a good addition. I'll have to read his shit in the Philadelphia Inquirer. Cool dude.
Yeah, Jason Ark, awesome guy, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Ricky, always a pleasure, brother.
DeeTer. Later.